Hi friends, this is Miss Angie. I am here to show you a very simple pattern that I have been using for making homemade masks. You're going to need a couple of tools. You're going to need some 100% cotton fabric, scissors. I use these scissors called pinking shears. You can use regular scissors if you like. The pinking shears will give you a zigzag edge and it helps to keep your fabric from fraying. But if you don't have them, that's completely fine. Just use your regular ones. And you're going to need your sewing machine. So what I've done first is cut out, you're going to need 2 pieces of fabric cut. Along the bottom, you're going to need it to be 9 inches and 6 inches across on the top. So 9 by 6. Then you're also going to need 2 ties, and these are going to go along the side. These ties are called bias tape, which you can buy in the store. I didn't have that so I made this, and what it is, and I'm going to show you with a piece of paper how you fold it, but it's 2 inches wide by 36 inches long. And then once you cut that, you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to fold each side in, so you end up with a 1/2 inch of bias tape. All the raw edges are covered, and we're going to use this on the sides. So let me show you with a piece of paper. It's a little bit hard to see with the black. So pretend this is 2 inches wide, and you fold it in half, and then you take your iron and you press it. Okay, then I open it back up. This is how I do it. I take both sides and I fold each side in towards the center. Then I go flatten with my iron all the way across. And then one more time I go back and fold it, and then I press here. So that gives you this. Okay, so that's how you do your bias tape. So you need your 2 pieces of fabric cut, and you need 2 36-inch long pieces of bias tape. All right, so now we're ready to start sewing. You're going to need your sewing machine, just using a straight stitch, and you're going to sew all the way across the top and all the way across the bottom. If you're using fabric that has a pattern on the one side, you're going to want to sew it right sides together, so the wrong side will be facing out as you sew. Once you sew, almost like you're sewing a tube, you're going to turn it inside out, and then you can press the top and the bottom. It makes it a little bit easier, and it lays nicer when you press it, so it looks like a tube, so our edges are open. Okay, now we're ready to do our pleats. You're going to need some straight pins and your fingers, pretty much. The pleats don't have to be perfect. You do 3, but you want to make sure that they don't overlap. So I just kind of eyeball it and hold it with my finger and use a little bit of a folding technique. There we go. The most important thing is that you get 3 and that they don't overlap each other. 1, 2, 3. And then you take a straight pin and put 1 pin, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, and that'll keep it secure until we sew it. You don't want them to overlap because it will be difficult to sew if you've got too many over top of each other. It will be really hard and your sewing machine won't like it. So once you do that on both sides and pin them, it's going to look like this. All right, so this one I have both sides, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew across here. Then what I did afterwards, I took my pinking shears and I trimmed it because I wanted to get pretty close to the edge because my bias tape is kind of small and I wanted to make sure I could cover the line of stitches. So I stitch, trim, and then I stitched and trimmed, and then I'm ready to attach my bias tape. So it's 36 inches. I'm going to find the center, which is 18 inches. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Eyeballing, fold it in half. And then I'm going, when you're doing this also, the pins won't be in here anymore because you will have already sewn and taken the pins out. So you're going to wrap your bias tape around these raw edges. Wrap it. And then you're gonna I usually just put 1 pin across here to keep it secure. Get in there. And once you have this set, you're gonna sew it. Okay, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna start all the way at the top of the bias tape and you're gonna sew all the way down. And when you get to where my thumbs are, back and forth and back and forth. Keep sewing, but reinforce it on each of these corners because that's where you will be pulling it when you wear it, and you want to make sure it's secure. And keep going all the way down to the end. Okay. The nice thing about these bias tape ties is that you can customize them. If they're too long, you can just cut them. They should be long enough for an adult head, but if you want them to be a little bit tighter or not hang down the back, just give them a trim. So once you've taken one bias tape on this side, one on this side, you will be finished and your mask will look like this. So you'll have your finished mask, pleats on the side. It's going to open a little bit here. It should cover your nose and your chin, and then the top ties will tie. I like to tie them around the top of my head, and then the bottom ties I like to tie around my neck. And you can find whatever fit, however tight you want to do them, or whatever position you want to put them in, but this will cover your face and give you a nice homemade mask. So this is a very simple, easy set of directions for making your own homemade mask. Remember to use a 100% cotton, and remember to wash your fabric. That's always a good tip to do beforehand. You're going to want to wear this out, and when you wear it, you're going to want to wash it again each time. All right, everybody, happy sewing. Take care and tag us in any of your creations. Take pictures, share them on Instagram and Facebook, and tag us at the library. Thank you. Bye-bye.